The only reason I'm making this video is because John from Facebook was showing clouds behind and in front of the moon. But if you really take a look at the moon on certain nights, it's perspiring, it's sweating. The moon is sweating, okay? Power station, it's sweating. The water cools the moon. I don't know how the planet Earth works. I don't know how oil comes from below. I don't know how we're plugged. I know it's an immense size, right? But if you really like, and I've mentioned this 100 times, planet Earth is just a lot of connecting islands. You've seen the biggest tree. How big can a tree grow in 1,000,000 years? How big can a tree grow in 1,000 years? That big. The tree, the elements in the tree, the leaves on the tree, the fruits from the tree. In fact, one tree with all the fruits. Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve. It was the day, it was the night. The Adam's in our body. The Eve is a time, the period of time. Now, I make a lot of videos and I say a lot of things, but I'm not bringing anybody anyplace other than I believe somehow I can wake a few up. Somehow I can give somebody a little bit of pleasure, a little bit of a good feeling saying, where do I go after life? What happens when I die? How scared should I be to go to sleep and to relinquish everything that I own on this planet? Because you don't need anything on the other side, but that's really a lie, because there's something on the other side that you do need, and that's love. We always need the element of love and engagement, because it's the engagement of the entities, the sharing of the information that keeps the molecule of who you are as a spirit, as an energy, to continue on and wanting to go somewhere, like the tumbleweed that blows, but somehow we are energies. And I just found that spoon that was on the floor from yesterday, and you can see my hands are here, and I'm trying to pick up the spoon. You can imagine me that I just picked up the spoon right over here from the floor. I'm half monkey. Where did humans come from? There's a missing link, of course. The animal, the seed, the rotten seed, the permafrost, the rot, the monkey. Where did man come from? The missing link? Because we're a science project, and we still are on this planet. Science projects. And even what's going on right now in the political scene and in wars, we have to look at the positive of what it is in the world of the spirit, where we have to learn how to conquer nature or the beast, which is the element that doesn't listen. Gas comes together, it gets into a little bit of bubble, and it blows up. The plane drives into an air pocket. You can't stop the air pocket. You can control it in a certain way by letting the air out and filling it up with filling that gap of space with energy, so we don't run into those air pockets. We need to learn to live with nature. That as smart as nature is, nature doesn't care. It just blows up, explodes in your face. It grows pretty things, and we gave it a sensibility. We made seeds, and we made seeds grow in a certain way. They call it, is it the TeCHeConnectT? Is it the Fibonacci, the way things grow? Is it us that created it, or was it nature? Is everything that grows wild, and eventually it came into a scientific creation and then grew? I don't know. And even the scientists will never know. But you do know that somehow everything came to be. Where it came from, you don't know. So let's just say area, space, and the void, boom, boom, bang. Somehow the scariest thing happened. It was life. But even more scary than what life and death brings, it's the knowledge to know that you're here and one day you will be dead. Dead. No longer to exist. I've lived with this for my whole life. So I have to believe in something, and we all have to believe in something, because I don't find any joy in life. You know, I mentioned the moon because of John J. Soul, and I'm mentioning this because of Veronique. She's tired of life, and Jennifer, she's tired of life, and a lot of people I seem to speak to, they're just tired of life and they're ready to go. And I know a gentleman named Conrad. He just told me that he was born in 1929 during the Great Depression, but he was lucky. He was born in an orphanage, and they had all the food they needed because they had the funds for the children to buy them this food. And another thing is, I'm sort of got lucky today. I made a lady that was like 65, 70 years old very happy. She went over to her husband, her boss, and said, "We have a farmer. A farmer has come to us like a dream." And first I asked her if I can pick some apples, and all of a sudden she's offering me a tractor job, and 2 minutes later as supervisor, and I haven't even started. She doesn't even know me. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't even know me. And the old man, who was very smart, he looked at her and goes, "Shh, relax. We'll see you on Monday." So they're going to call me over the weekend. Now I need a vehicle to get over there, and I'm praying that I get that vehicle. I think there's a bus that goes over there. It's like a 2-hour bus ride in the morning, but I've never done this before, and I just want to go out there and do it. Just want to say one thing. I have something that I ate yesterday from my garden. I only grew one, and here's a seed. I have about, I'm just going to show you. Can I show you? All those are seeds. I'm going to get about 100 of them. I can get probably 100 plants, spicy, you know, those cherry-sized peppers. That's what I'm going to get. They were very, very good out of my own garden, and I did pee in my garden. LMNOP, the alphabet. Just life. Just life. We have to make it full and feelings in life. Don't I look like the devil like this? The devil inside, the devil inside. Yeah, look like the devil inside. But anyways, joking aside, just joking aside, you know what, when you get overexcited, and then when you fall down mentally, all these things, it's not good to go. We need a certain compression in our mental ability to have mental stability. The highs and the lows, and we go out to work, because imagine you're just like a balloon and floating away. We need the little bit of the compression of our work. We need, anyways, 33 envelops 2 periods, one above, one below the period at the end of the sentence. Trying to figure out what 33 is. I showed it in a design. 33. We did see 33 in the design. You can see 3 over here, 3 over here. But when I show you 3 this way, I show you, right, E3, sigma, and then I show you rabbit ears, which actually can be W and M, so you know where their location is, right? H and I. Anyways, I'm just have a nice weekend. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thumbs up, coming to you from the magical House of Paint. I'm gonna have to link these videos. My whole setup is like really weird. Like, you can see me, you can't see me. Here I am, and I'm not. I play with my focus, and then I play with my settings, and sometimes they're supposed to go back and sometimes they don't. So for those of you who can see this, okay, I like to call this the other side of the street. Let me get this light out of the way. Let me shut off the light. And why I call it the other side of the street is because these are the addresses on one side of the street, 135791113. They're all odd numbers, right? And when you start adding the odd numbers, 11, 13, 15, it becomes 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, continuous. So odd becomes even becomes odd, and it's almost like it's doing this, like the DNA turning over itself, turning like the ladder is turning. First you're climbing up on this side, and then you're climbing up on that side, and the other side of the street is going from even to odd. Now we can also say to ourselves, what's between 1 and 3? 2. But if 1 and 3 is between 2, then that's the other side of the street. The reality is, if you're looking at something between and equal to these two sides, you would put it basically down here. Just like the numeric value on the 1, 3, 5 on the dice that we ended the last video. 1 is in the center of 3, and 3 is part of 5. 3 is all we need. We don't need 5. Once we have 3, we're talking 5. Because if you have a below, you have an above. If you have an above, you have a below. You have in 1, you have all 5. 1 and 4 is what creates everything. You have 1 and 2 inside with 3. You have 1 and 2 with inside of 5. And 1 and 4 and 5 create your 5. This is your numeric value for Mars, 1 and 5. Your DNA is your separation coming together, your 1 and 4, which creates the E-world 5, and that is your 41 DNA inside the sun passage through Mars. Now where is your 7? It is your gateway in 313 coming from one side over to the other side, which is existent in 1. Because when you flip 1 around, it's the only one that will have this 1 in the center, creating the only 7 in 6. What? 6 minus and plus 1 is 57, and now you're traveling through the moon. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4, creating the DC world. It will then eventually 3 and times 4 and 3 plus 4 create 19. 3 by 19 is 57. 3 times 4 is 12, and 7 is 19. When you minus the 7 from 12, it creates the E-world. I'm just talking what the numbers do. Multiplying and adding is what creates the system we live, which has been documented and mentioned over and over again by scientists, by the world of NASA. We are in the star system cycle. What I have done is nothing. Nothing, not one bit at all, except put the words together that you, the public, you, the scientists, you, the people who have paid millions and billions of dollars to public figures to create PC, iPhone, and everything else, that put the definitions inside of Webster's dictionaries, that I just, like a child, pickpocketed and then put together to the words you chose that says moon, sun, star system. And that's all I did with the alphabet of A, B, C, Jack in the Box 5. I did nothing else. I have no knowledge of anything, and the phone is ringing. Let me find the... Sorry to say, that was a girl coming over to pick me up to do some stuff for her. And I'm praying she doesn't get mad at me, because I don't know why I keep going over to her house to do things and hanging out with her. I guess because she's my friend, but she's still not allowed to scream at me. Anyways, let me finish off this video real quick. So that's what this does. In part number 2, which I'll make a new video because this is too long, this is how we can get number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 by just multiplying. I'm just going to do this real quick, and then I'm going to go over it again. 8 times 8, 64. 6 plus 4 is 10, equals to 1. 4 times 7 is 28. 2 times 8 is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. We now can use this number to come over here to the 7th gate. The numeric value for time, Jesus, cycle of the moon. Although cycle of the moon is 27 plus, I always like to use it as 28 because that's what seems to be repeated. So I'm going to be going over this part in another video. I am having a beer. It is 2:15 in the afternoon, and I like sour and fruity beers. And so if you're going to send me a case of sour fruity beer, don't. I won't enjoy drinking without you. And if you send me a 6-pack, it'll probably take me 4 weeks to drink it. Raphael, 7286, and a constellation of Pegasus, putting what you have created world into my words and my technological analysis of the reality that you set forth before me. Thank you for watching this video.